Hello, fans of Toyotas, or in this case, a Toyopet. Toyopet was a nickname given to the Toyota SA due to its small size, and it was a result of a naming contest that Toyota organized back in 1947. It eventually was dropped for the U.S. market because, no one wants a pet car, I guess. So everything was just known as a Toyota. But in Japan, they like cute stuff or something like that. Okay, well, anyways, this is a model by Tomica Limited Vintage, number LV-187, and here's the box art there, little something there. Okay, I took it out in this blister. I do have a caveat. I picked this from a store, so the paint isn't so bad on this one. I wouldn't have bought it if it was bad paint. Okay, let's take a look here. So the Masterline, I guess this is the body code RS20, and I'm also understanding this is a 1960 model, a light van. RS36V would be the proper chassis code for the van. But the grille itself is what's making me think this is a 1960 model. When I look up other ones, earlier years or different years, they have a different type of grille. So, guessing that this is a 1960 version, it would have had a 1.9 liter inline 4, making around 90 horsepower, and rolling on 13-inch wheels. Okay. So I think it looks similar to the photographs, right? Let's take a closer look now. I'm liking this two-tone paint here. We got a like cream or yellow, and then an off-white. I wouldn't call that stark white. It's more of an off-white color, but it's nice to have those little subtle differences there. So down with the side here, we got a nice little silver chrome accent here on the fender and the door. A little key, and then the sticking out door handle, and then what's the 1900 is printed there. The tires have a nice white wall on them. Well, maybe not the rear tire. I mean, there's white missing in 3 spots, so that's too bad. These hubcaps look pretty good. They look actually pretty accurate to that red photograph. And also, I don't know really what these are on the real car, but they're on the photographs, so they're there. Yeah, a little silver paint here, and then this is body colored, so that's pretty nice. Let's see about the front end. So there's a texture here in the grille. This chrome thing is interesting because it actually curves upwards like that. It's concave, and some sort of red indication of what should be a badge. Yeah, it's, I guess, alright. Silver. These are supposed to be turn signals, I think, and there's a different color. I don't know if it's silver or if it's white, or maybe it's gray, but it's different than the body color. The headlights look good, nice thick plastic, and there's a little ring of silver around them, so that's neat. Blank license plate, a couple rivets here holding the bumper on, and these little bumperettes look pretty neat. And then it says Toyopet, pretty well done. Sorry for that gunk. A little contaminant right there. Top of the hood looks alright. Yeah, no major problems. A little orange peely, but it seems to be the case on almost all castings. Unfortunately, the windshield wiper blades are just graphics. They're not dimensional. They're just printed on. So that's one problem with a lot of TLVs. They don't think windshield wipers are three-dimensional. So we got this black molding. That looks pretty good. This side, we have a fuel filler cap, and that's nicely done. The white wall on this tire is good, not so good on that one either. So that's too bad. I don't know what that is. Hopefully I can wipe that off later. Okay, let's see about the rear here. So there's some sort of text. It's Japanese and 500 kilos, so maybe that's the max weight rating. A couple hinges sticking out. Those are actually pretty good looking hinges. It looks like 3 pieces, the 2 surrounding the middle. Couple more rivets on this chromed bumper, separate plastic bumper. Then we've got the nice thick red taillights, and some more black trim around the window, so that looks pretty good. A blank license plate, and that's that, I suppose. just looking at the paint, you know, the white is running onto the down a little low here. Luckily they're both so close to each other, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell the paint there. Okay, not that the bottom is so important, but apparently this is 2010, the original casting, what it is. And unfortunately there's a rivet holding these things together, so if there was a problem it'd be hard to fix without drilling the base out. Tiny little exhaust tip here, so that's pretty cool. Got separate bumpers. And then a TLV, I think they all roll. I've never heard of TLV not rolling, so don't need to ask really. Okay, so the one highlight usually with TLVs are their interiors are more than just black. So the back of the bed, yeah, we got some actually molded details, so that's pretty interesting. But now the back seat, yeah, nice molded seats. And the door is like a blue, so that's pretty neat. Yeah, let's see what the front is like maybe some HVAC switches in the middle, glove box, steering wheel is black, and then some molded in details for the dash instruments, like a big speedometer or something in there, and some warning lights or something. So I would say it looks pretty darn good actually. Nice to see, you know, 3 colors in the interior of this one. So cool. I think the dashboard is actually the same body color, because I bet that dashboard is actually steel. You know, it's probably quite dangerous to be in an accident on such a car from this era. Okay, well, let's let this go for a spin on the solar thing. And actually we'll compare it to a couple of other vehicles. So I believe, you know, again, this car is from 1960, or it's going to be from the early 60s. So another car of that era from Toyota is the Publica. It's a much smaller, clownish looking vehicle, and that one is done by Konami. But that's got a nice colorful interior also. Konami sometimes has really good interiors. This one is like a pinkish white interior, so a big fan of that one. Here's another Konami, and this is a Mazda Carol, which is possibly a K car. I think it's one of those K cars. It's so small. I do believe the Masterline might have derived from a truck. The original Masterlines, I think, were like a ladder frame chassis with leaf sprung suspension. So okay, let's get these guys out of here. And then here's a TLV Crown, although I think it might be a ladder. It's not from the early 60s, it looks more like the 70s. But that one's from TLV, and now we're talking similar in their dimensions. Okay, so that's I guess enough for comparing to some other vehicles. So let's go for a spin on its own. Well, if you like cars you've never known about, I never knew about this car. That's one of the reasons why I buy some TLVs every now and then. They just do models of vehicles I've never heard about. You know, a lot of JDM things that were never exported. So I thought this was a kind of a quirky looking van. Kind of reminds me of a Chevy though, does it not? Like a late 50s Chevy. At least from the front it does. But I think it's an attractive looking van. It's pretty cool looking. I like the character line there on the side, on the rear half of the vehicle. Alright, well, I guess I'll see you guys in the next TLV review. Thanks for chiming in.